Today, May 9th, as we bring you the latest top news from around the world, US President Joe Biden has delivered his strongest stance yet, declaring that he will not supply offensive weapons that could be used in Israel's assault on the southern Gaza city of Rafah, where a significant civilian population is seeking shelter. Acknowledging the tragic loss of civilian lives in Gaza, President Biden emphasized that the US remains committed to providing defensive weapons such as the Iron Dome interceptor to support Israel's security. Tens of thousands of Palestinians are fleeing Rafah amid fears of an imminent Israeli ground invasion. In a recent update from the conflict zone, tragedy struck in Rafah as 4 people lost their lives and 16 others were injured in an Israeli bombing of a residential house in the city's western area overnight. Meanwhile, aid groups and Washington have called on Israel to reopen the Rafah border crossing with Egypt, which it seized on Tuesday, to allow crucial humanitarian aid and workers to enter the war-torn territory. Amidst the global outcry against Israel's military offensive, tensions escalated at the University of Amsterdam as Dutch police detained 32 pro-Palestine protesters. Clashes between demonstrators and law enforcement have been ongoing since Monday, with authorities attributing the arrest to actions such as violence, damage, and incitement. Meanwhile, in a contrasting development, students at Trinity College Dublin celebrated a significant victory in their Gaza protest as the university agreed to their demands. Following negotiations between student representatives and university leaders, Trinity College announced its commitment to divest from Israeli companies operating in the occupied Palestinian territory as outlined by the UN. Students across the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, and beyond are voicing their demands for an end to Israel's military offensive, which has resulted in the loss of nearly 35,000 Palestinian lives since early October. In addition to calling for an immediate cessation of the violence, they are urging their universities to take concrete action by divesting from companies implicated in Israeli human rights violations, among other critical demands. Transitioning from the man-made disaster in Gaza, we turn our attention to Brazil, where a natural disaster has resulted in significant loss of life. The death toll from massive flooding in southern Brazil has tragically climbed to 100, according to the local civil defense agency. Emergency crews are tirelessly working to locate dozens of missing individuals as the region grapples with the aftermath of this devastating event. Nearly 400 municipalities have been affected after days of heavy rains swamped the Brazilian state of Rio Grande do Sul. Floodwaters have not only caused injuries to hundreds but have also displaced a staggering 160,000 people from their homes as of Wednesday. With 128 individuals still unaccounted for, the state civil defense authority remains focused on rescue and relief efforts to assist those affected by this tragedy. As the situation unfolds, the government has pledged aid to support the communities affected by the catastrophic event. Stay tuned for our next bulletin, where we will bring you the latest updates on global events and continue our commitment to keeping you informed.